Investing can be intimidating. If you've never invested but you want to start, don't feel bad because I get emails all the time from readers of Morning Download asking me, how do I get started investing? When I was a financial planner, people would come to me and say, I've never invested because I find it intimidating and I just didn't know where to start. So in this video, I'm going to cover some concepts that will help you get started investing right away. So why invest? Investing is an important way to build wealth, especially nowadays when inflation will eat away at your savings. If you've got money in a savings account or under your mattress, you are actually losing money every single day due to inflation. And having money invested is a great way to build long-term wealth and also overcome inflation. So whether you're saving for a house, for retirement, for a college fund, for a car, whatever it is, putting money into an investment, into the stock market is a great way to build that wealth and start on your investing journey. But start small. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to understand all the different types of investment vehicles and time horizons. You don't need to pick stocks, read the Wall Street Journal, or watch CNBC. Forget about all that. Forget about all the things that our culture tells you that you need to know to invest. Because you can start really simply with less than $100, with even $10, and start very easy and start learning about investing. Investing is important because it helps you learn how your money grows. It helps you have your money work for you. And the more money you have, the more money is working for you. And over time, you'll need to work less and even retire off of the money that is working for you. So let's talk about the basics of investing. There are a lot of different types of investments. There are stocks, there are bonds, there are mutual funds, there are ETFs, there's crypto, their high yield savings account. Each has its own risks and rewards. We're not going to go into all of those in this video, but keep in mind that there are a lot of different things you can invest in, and we're just going to start with one. Number two, diversification is key. Especially the more assets you have, it is important to diversify those assets, because if one goes down, generally another one might go up. So you want to find assets that are not correlated. We're not going to talk about that in this video, but keep that in mind. The diversification is really important when working with investments. You don't want to have all of your money, all of your assets in one thing, like having all your money in a house and having no money in the bank account. You want to have money in a lot of different places. Third, and probably most important is, and something that a lot of people get wrong about investing, is time in the market is more important than timing the market. That means you don't need to try to buy low and sell high. Try to pick stocks and get them at the best price and sell them at the best price, because that is very hard to do. A lot of people, most people, in fact 99%, 95% according to studies of people who try to day trade, who try to trade stocks, and probably even more so with crypto, lose money. 95% of people. The best strategy is to just stay in the market consistently and automatically invest your money over time and let it grow. Time in the market. Stay in the market. In fact, a few years ago, Fidelity did a study trying to figure out which of their clients did better in investing. Was it the young people? Was it the retired people? Was it the middle-aged workers? Was it the men? Was it the women? Who was the best class of people that did the best in their returns over time? And what they found out was that it is actually dead people. So why do dead people have the best returns? It's because when somebody dies and their account lays dormant, there's no trading, there's no activity, there's no picking stocks, there's no messing around trying to buy low and sell high. They just let it ride. They just sit there. They just let their money sit there, in this case, until somebody comes and claims it. So that study and others have shown that the best thing to do to accumulate wealth over time is actually the simplest. It's to invest gradually, dollar cost average, meaning every time you get paid, you put some money, a certain percentage of that money, into an investment and you just let it sit there. You choose a well-diversified investment that's easy, that's low cost, and you just let it sit there. Time in the market. And we're going to talk about that in a second. Before you start investing, keep a few things in mind. Determine what your investment goals are and your timeline. So take out a piece of paper or write it down on your computer and write out the goals that you're investing for or saving for and how long you have until you need that money. Are you saving for retirement as one? Are you going to retire in 5 years or 25 years? That's a bucket. Are you saving for a big purchase like a house or a car? Are you saving for your kids' college? Those are all different types of investments that have different timelines. So keep that in mind. It matters what you're saving for. Second is assess your risk tolerance. Are you okay if it goes up and down every day? It doesn't bother you. Are you okay to invest in something like crypto that goes up and down but could have a really good return long term? Or does that make you want to throw up? If it does, then you might have a low risk tolerance and are better off with a diversified investment or maybe even a high yield savings account. So keep in mind your risk tolerance. And then once you've got those things figured out, you're ready to open up your first investment account at a brokerage like Vanguard or Fidelity or E-Trade. Open up an investment account and open up an account where you can invest something automatically from your paycheck every time you get paid. So what should you invest in? This is a question that comes up a lot, especially when people have 401ks and they're presented with all the paperwork to start when they get a new job to open their 401k. Most people don't actually invest in their 401k because they don't know what to invest in. There's so many choices because the companies think that the more choices they offer, the better it is for their employees. But actually, the fewer choices is actually better. It's called the paradox of choice. When we're confronted with a lot of different choices, we end up choosing nothing. So one very popular way to invest, very simply, is to just invest in a low-cost index fund, like Fidelity's 500 index fund or Vanguard's VTSAX. They are enormous funds that have a lot of money in them. They're very popular because buying an index fund gets you two benefits. One, it gets you diversification because you're basically buying the whole U.S. stock market, and about 30% of U.S. stocks have international exposure, so you're actually getting exposure to international stocks as well. So it's very well diversified. And two, it comes at low cost. The average cost for a general mutual fund is 0.44%. So about 0.5% is deducted from your account every year in expenses called an expense ratio. Whereas with a low-cost index fund, the average is about 0.02 to 0.03%. So it is very low. It's practically nothing of the expenses you're paying to invest in this low-cost index fund. And over time, those expenses add up. So if you're invested in something that is very, very high, very costly, some of them can be 1% or even 2%, that is eating away at your investment. So you want to invest in something that is well diversified and has a low cost. Now lastly, what do you invest in? I would do it in this order. First of all, if you work at a company that has a 401k that has a max or has a match, max out that 401k contribution, whatever you can, because that's free money. If you invest, say, 3% of your paycheck in the 401k and they will match up to 3%, then that is free money that you can get by investing in a 401k that has also tax advantages to it. Once you're maxing that out every paycheck, add your IRA, whether it's a traditional or a Roth. Start contributing for you, and if you have a spouse, to your spouse, both of you contribute, and max those out every year. Max out your IRA. So your 401k first, your IRA second. This, of course, is once you've got an emergency fund, have a little bit of money in your bank account for expenses for a few months. We're just talking investments here. So emergency fund, max out your 401k, max out your IRA, and then you're ready to open up a brokerage account. One of the reasons why you want to max out your 401k and IRA first is because they have tax advantages. You get certain tax advantages from those that you don't get with a brokerage account. So the brokerage account, the advantage is you can contribute a lot more money. But you can do the same thing that you do with your 401k, where you set up your brokerage account and have money taken out of your bank account every month or twice a month, every time you get paid, and just do that automatically, set it on autopilot, have it come out. You can start with $50 a month if you want, start low, and then gradually ratchet that up every month that you can as you adjust your budget. And as it's just coming out of your account automatically, you're paying yourself first, and then the money you have left over you use for your other expenses. But make sure you pay yourself first and invest and have it come out first every time you get paid into your 401k, into your IRA, and then into your brokerage account. And that's it. Invest it in a low-cost index fund, in one fund. Don't worry about all the other choices. Don't worry about picking stocks or picking mutual funds. Turn off CNBC. Throw away the Wall Street Journal. Just keep it simple. Invest automatically into an index fund, and don't worry about anything else until you've got at least a year or two of savings invested into your account. Then maybe, and this is a big maybe, invest in other things. A lot of people I know that are millionaires or multimillionaires have the vast bulk of their money in mutual funds, in low-cost index funds, and don't pick stocks because it's simple. It's simple and it's cost-effective, and you don't have to worry about all of the extra noise. Just keep it simple. So in conclusion, investing is important to outpace inflation, to grow your wealth, to save and invest for those goals that you might have medium to long term. And remember that it is important to have patience. Invest automatically every time you get paid and come back in 5 or 10 years and you'll be surprised at how much money you've got in your investment account. Start small. Don't worry about learning everything. But the great thing about just starting by opening an account is as you put money away little by little, it will start to accumulate and you will get more interested and you will start to learn how investing works. And as you educate yourself, you read books or listen to podcasts or you subscribe to Morning Download, my personal finance newsletter, which you can get the link below. As you start to learn about personal finance, it will get easier and easier, especially as you're starting to invest on your own in your own investments. So if you want some ideas on some low-cost index funds, then I'll link those down below in this video. You can see the expense ratios and you can compare those to mutual funds and see how less expensive they are than other things out there in the market. So check that out. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel on YouTube, then please like this video and subscribe. As I make more videos, then you'll get notified of those. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.